Many thanks for joining us on News Now on TV 360 Nigeria. I am Annetta Felix. And here's an update on the on-again story. The suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Walter Onnoghen, has resigned from office. Now, this development has been confirmed by lawyers, and Onnoghen's resignation comes barely 48 hours after the National Judicial Council reached a decision on the petition filed against the former Chief Justice. Onnoghen was standing trial at the Code of Conduct Tribunal after he was indicted by the Code of Conduct Bureau for failing to declare some of his assets. He was suspended by President Muhammadu Buhari days after the CCB slammed 6 charges bordering on non-declaration of assets against him in January. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has been meeting with the former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair at the presidential villa in Abuja. The focus of the meeting, which held behind closed doors, is yet to be disclosed, but many say it is likely to be about improving bilateral relations between both countries. Blair served as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1997 to 2007 and leader of the Labour Party from 1994 to 2007. The former UK Prime Minister runs, among other foundations, the Tony Blair Africa Governance Initiative, a non-profit initiative that works to support effective governance in Africa. Now, Nigerians will soon have access to information about the assets of all public officials and senior political office holders. Now, this is according to the director of the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, NFIU, Modibo Hamantoko. Hamantoko said this when he appeared before the House of Representatives Committee on Financial Crimes to defend the budget of his organization. The NFIU boss explained that the move was part of the conditions given by the Egmont Group of Financial Intelligence Units to lift the suspension placed on Nigeria. Hamantoko also spoke on the 2018 budget performance of the NFIU, saying a total budget of 1.185 billion naira was allocated for capital expenditure. Meanwhile, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says it has recovered looted funds totaling over 117 billion naira since the start of 2019. The acting chairman of the commission, Ibrahim Magu, disclosed this while appearing before the House of Representatives Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes to give an appraisal of EFCC's 2018 budget performance and defend its 2019 budget proposal. Magu noted that the commission recovered 239.16 billion naira in 2018. He also revealed that the Anti-Graft Agency obtained 313 convictions in 2018, while more than 190 convictions have been secured since January 2019. Now, sadly, another Nigerian citizen has been arrested in Saudi Arabia for drug trafficking. This was revealed by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Foreign Affairs and Diaspora, Abike Dabiri Erewa, who identified the culprit as one Sahid Shobade. Shobade was reportedly nabbed with 1,183 grams of cocaine powder in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The announcement comes days after Saudi authorities executed Kudirat Afolabi, another Nigerian, for drug-related offenses. Saudi Arabia has very strict laws on drug trafficking, with the punishments ranging from jail term to the death penalty. A total number of 736 petitions have so far been filed at the Court of Appeal to challenge the outcome of the just concluded general elections contested on state and federal levels. This is according to the Deputy Chief Registrar of the Court, Rabi Abdulaziz. Now, given a breakdown of the figure, the registrar said of the entire petitions, 4 are challenging the victory of President Muhammadu Buhari at the February 23rd presidential polls. He stated that while 207 petitions have been filed to challenge the outcome of the senatorial elections, the House of Representatives elections has so far attracted 101 petitions. Abdulaziz adds that 43 petitions have been filed to challenge the outcome of the governorship polls, while 381 petitions have been filed to challenge the outcome of the state houses of assembly elections. Now, meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has announced that it will be holding supplementary elections in 4 different areas in Rivers State on April 13. This announcement comes barely 48 hours after the Commission declared a winner in the governorship polls. The elections will be holding in several polling units scattered across Gokana, Opobonkoro, Ahoda West, and Abua Odula areas of Rivers State. In a statement, spokesperson of the Commission, Festus Okoye, said the decision was reached after INEC reviewed the conduct of the just concluded collation exercise. Okoye also revealed that the Commission had set up a committee to probe allegations of electoral malpractice in the conduct of Imo North Senatorial District election held on February 3rd and March 9th, 2019. The committee is yet to submit its report and will do that on Wednesday, 10th of April 2019. The Federal High Court in Owerri has dismissed a suit challenging Emeka Ihedioha's victory in the March 9 governorship polls in Imo State. Now, a governorship aspirant of the PDP, Sam Anyanwu, had filed the suit asking the court to declare him as the authentic winner of the PDP governorship primary over claims that the exercise was marred with irregularities. Ruling on the matter, the presiding judge, Justice Tijani Ringim, dismissed the case for lack of proof. He adds that the plaintiff has not convinced the court with cogent reasons on the demands he made before it. Now, Ihedioha will be taking over from the incumbent governor, Rochas Okorocha, of the All Progressives Congress. An Ebutameta Magistrates Court in Lagos has ordered the remand of one Olalekan Ogunyemi, a former police inspector who was dismissed for the murder of Kolade Johnson. Ogunyemi was earlier today arraigned before the court on charges bordering on discreditable conduct, unlawful exercise of authority, as well as actions contrary to the Police Act and regulations. Ruling on the magistrate case, A.O. Salawu ordered that Ogunyemi be remanded at Ikoyi prisons, pending advice from State Director of Public Prosecutions. Olalekan's arraignment comes barely 24 hours after he was dismissed for complicity in the killing of Johnson in Mangoro area of Lagos. The spate of reckless shootings and killings of innocent Nigerians by officials of the Nigerian police force has necessitated the call for a concerted effort towards stemming the ugly trend. The force public relations officer, DCP Frank Mba, made this request in Abuja while receiving a group of Nigerians protesting such killings in the country.
The killings of unsuspecting citizens are fast becoming one too many, and Nigerians across the country have not hidden their concerns and somewhat apprehension over the activities of these trigger-happy officers in police uniform. It is in the light of the foregoing that a forum of civil society groups embarked on a peaceful protest to the headquarters of the Nigerian police to register their displeasure over wanton display of impunity by some officers of the force. They are demanding the restructuring and total reformation of the entire police architecture.
We demand as follows. 1, that all killer squad of the police force be scrapped. Yes. And that their responsibility be transferred to proper structures within the police. Yes. 2, that new and updated operational guidelines on the use of arms, which respects the right to life as preserved by the Constitution of 1999 be issued. Yes. 3, that the federal government and police force pay monetary compensation to all families of citizens felled by its rogue operatives. Yes. 4, that the Attorney General of the Federation must ensure the criminal prosecution of police officers named in the killings of Nigerians. Yes. And that the 8th Assembly, before winding up, must, as a matter of urgency, pass the police reform bill. And again, now we also add the police trust fund bill, because it helps the police. It helps to improve their welfare. That President Muhammadu Buhari must assent to and sign the police reform bill and the police trust fund act without delay and without the antics of rejection that have attended to bills in recent times.
On hand to receive the protesters is Deputy Commissioner of Police Frank Mba. He says adequate funding of the police force will definitely get the best out of the force. It solicits for the cooperation of all and sundry to further the cause of the Nigerian police, while adding that a better welfare package certainly could reduce, if not outrightly eliminate, some of these unpalatable experiences.
We need a lot of support. We need Nigerians to rally around us. An effective and efficient, well-funded and well-equipped police force can even reduce physical contacts between the policemen and the public, because there are a lot of technology that you can deploy today and it will reduce physical contact. It is sometimes the physical contact that actually generated some of these unpleasant things that you see. So finally, I want to say our doors are open. We want to continue to engage in constructive discussions with you and with other stakeholders out there.
The delay in signing the Police Reform Bill and the Police Trust Fund Bill is a major cause for concern. The police spokesperson reveals that this has hindered the necessary reformation in the force. Adeshawa Odushoga, TV360 Nigeria.
You're still watching news now on TV360 Nigeria, and in just a moment we'll bring you up to speed with the latest in business and around the world. Do stay with us.
Some minutes say the incident has been managed.
This morning.
You're welcome back, and we have Fidelia Aguncha standing by for business. Hello, Fidelia.
Hi, Aneta.
So we hear that an international body has given a comment on Nigeria's oil policies. Please bring us up to speed in that regard.
Well, you're correct, Aneta. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has advised that the Nigerian government should remove subsidy from petroleum products, but an oil and gas expert, Zakar Bala, is arguing otherwise. Bala says the removal of subsidy on fuel would further increase the price of the commodity in the Nigerian market.
First of all, we also need to ask ourselves the definition of subsidy. Subsidy is not a local Nigerian parlance. Subsidy is a global concept. It is an economic cushioning concept. And it's a universally accepted economic cushioning concept or approach. There are countries you go to in this world today where somebody will have serious sickness, kidney transfer, cancer, and their likes. And people go to hospitals and are treated free. You go to some countries, highly developed countries, once you get to public schools, the cost of education is very low. Then when children get into high institutions, right, they are given loans by their respective countries to pay back. But in Nigeria, despite the taxes we pay as individuals or corporate entities, we provide ourselves most of the time with our water. We provide electricity, we provide drainages, we provide roads. These things are seen, and we say we don't need support. Believe me, all those who are talking about removal of subsidy on just one item, especially PMS or crude oil or distillates, I'm telling you, they are talking out of ignorance. If this thing is removed, it will grind Nigerian economy to a halt.
The Debt Management Office, DMO, has revealed that Nigeria's total debt profile has risen to 24.387 trillion naira as at December 31st, 2018. The figure swelled by 12.25%, rising from 21.725 trillion in 2017 to 24.39 trillion in 2018. The DMO also revealed that the debt rose by 2.66 trillion from December 31st, 2017 to December 31st, 2018. Meanwhile, the Debt Management Office says the federal government plans to issue a 30-year Naira bond, which would be the first in the country's history. Director General of the DMO, Patience Oniha, says the bond would help develop the domestic capital market and reduce the refinancing risk of the government. She adds that it would also attract long-term investors and extend the maturity profile of the nation's debts. Well, up next is a look at activities on the stock market after this break. Don't go away. The bulls took back dominance at the NSE today, pushing the market value up by 0.21%, though the recovery is more like a drop of water in an ocean, as the market has so far lost 572 billion naira since the start of trading this week. But nevertheless, the all-share index is rising, and so is the market capitalization. The all-share index is closing the week at 29,616 basis points, while the market capitalization is standing at 11.124 trillion naira. Well, let's now look at equities inspiring this trend. Well, you can see it seems that investors are staking more money in the industrial goods sector, most especially the construction field, and the recent move by the federal government to pump close to 9 billion naira into the construction of roads and schools across the country seem to be encouraging investors' confidence. And on this backdrop, it is not shocking to see Cement Company of Northern Nigeria leading the pack of gainers. Equities from the consumer goods sector also had a good day, posting a combined 0.17% rise, driven mostly by increased investments in the shares of Dangote Flour and Cadbury PLC. Well, let's now go to the flip side, and that is the losers chart. And on the flip side, equities from the healthcare sector seem not to be in the best state of health, as the number of investors selling off their shares overshadows the number of those buying. Well, let's now take a look at the top traders chart. Now we can see that Sterling Bank is again the toast of investors with over 59 million of its shares worth over 149 million naira traded today. Meanwhile, Chams PLC from the Information Communications Technology is making its first entry on this chart. And in summary, we can see that the total volume of shares traded today comes in at 401 million, valued at 3.49 billion, and they were all transacted in a total of 3,575 deals. Well, to the global stock markets, they are all posting gains just like the NSE. The FTSE is rising up by 0.61%, and this is followed by rising value of the pound. The Dow is not doing bad at all. It's rising by 0.10%, and this follows a comment by President of the United States, that is Donald Trump, saying the U.S. and China are very close to ending their the issue they have with trade deals. Well, Nikkei is also rising, this time by 0.38%. So it seems they are all closing trading for this week on a positive note. Well, it's back to Annetta for the rest of the news.
Thank you for that update, Fidelia. I am particularly interested in the Nigerian Stock Exchange. I mean, what a relief that must be for investors in the NSE, seeing that the Bulls is back in dominance.
Indeed, it's a big relief for investors at the NSE because the market has been in the red for the past 4 days, losing over 500 billion naira. Now, that's almost double the amount the market lost in the month of March, and it has lost that in just 4 days. So you can imagine how they would have felt if there was no intervention by the bulls on the market today. So it is indeed a big relief for investors who made money today at the stock exchange.
Thanks again for that, Fidelia. So do stay tuned and we'll be right back with more. Algerians are holding another mass protest demanding the resignation of key allies of former President Abdelaziz Bouteflika. Opponents of the old regime have called for a massive turnout targeting key major allies of the former president. The veteran Bouteflika loyalists have been entrusted with overseeing the political transition after the veteran leader finally stepped down at the age of 82. Bouteflika resigned late on Tuesday after weeks of demonstrations triggered by his bid for a 5th term in office. He has lost the backing of key supporters, including Armed Forces Chief Ahmed Gade Salah. Our French President Emmanuel Macron has appointed a panel of experts to investigate France's role in Rwandan genocide 25 years ago. The presidency said the commission of 8 researchers and historians will be tasked with consulting all France's archives relating to the genocide and others to analyze the role and engagement of France during the period. Now, Rwanda has repeatedly accused France of complicity in the genocide, which led to the killing of an estimated 800,000 Rwandans, most from the minority Tutsi community, in 100 days. The situation has since severed diplomatic relations between both France and Rwanda, although that has improved in the past decade. And let's talk sports now, as the executive governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, has offered full state government scholarships up to higher institution levels to Kogi State under 21 and 18 male and female handball players who returned home with prizes from the just concluded handball tournament held in Lagos. Now, the governor made this known with delight at a banquet hall of the state government while receiving the teams that won the bronze and gold trophies, respectively. Bello also thanks them for representing the state and making the state proud, as he noted that they were well deserving of every praise. And Manchester United are ready to open talks with Real Madrid target Paul Pogba. The French midfielder is demanding a €500,000 per week wage from United as the club look to open contract talks with the midfielder. Real Madrid are set to be preparing a summer bid for the France star, who has a long flirted with the Spanish giant. United are ready to tie him down to a new deal, but Pogba wants to end the same as the club's top-paid player, Alexis Sanchez. And that's it from here on News Now. Thank you for your time and company. I am Annetta Felix.